and welcome to the Autocar show. Now, the Hyundai stall at the Auto Expo was buzzing with a lot of people interested in the Santa Fe. Just goes to show, people have been waiting for this SUV to arrive. Now, we drove it in Australia and we were pretty impressed with it back then. And the Indian spec version is here. We're going to drive it around Kerala and check it out. We're going to see if the Fortuner really has something to worry about. The Santa Fe is a smart and modern-looking SUV with attitude. It's not beefy and muscular, but it has a sense of style. Up front, there's a strong hexagonal chrome grille, xenon headlamps, and adaptive cornering fog lights. There are skid plates front and rear that give it an air of an off-roader. The side profile gets a nice upswept look with strong character lines and 18-inch diamond-cut alloys. The rear has a conventional tailgate with smart LED lamps. It's a design that will definitely turn heads. Now, when you get inside the Santa Fe, you feel nice. The interiors are really nice. They look good. This two-tone beige and brown with the splashes of chrome and glossy plastic make it feel premium and rich. And quality may not really be up to the standard of the Germans, but it's definitely a cut above the likes of the Fortuner and the CR-V. Equipment, well, I'm going to show you that very long list a little later. But here on the steering wheel in the top-end version, I have basically every kind of control that I would want. And ergonomically, even on the dashboard, everything falls to hand easily. There's loads of storage areas. There's one up here above the dash. There's one cubby hole down here for your phone. Lots of cup holders and storage areas, so very practical too. In fact, dials nice and clear. Now, the driver's seat has a 12-way power adjust, which I think is a little over the top. You could have done with a little less here and a little more there in the passenger seat, because when I was sitting there, I found that it was really low and there was no height adjust for that seat. Also, all the operations there are manual. Now, though this has a whole load of equipment, there's certain things like a sunroof that are missing. The auto version gets a foot brake and the manual will get a conventional handbrake. There are loads of convenient cubby holes and storage spaces around the car and a cooled glove box as well. What's there in generous doses is equipment. It's a long list. Under the hood is the third generation CRDI 2.2 litre that produces 197 bhp with 42.9 kgm of torque for the manual and 44.5 kgm of torque for the auto. It's a refined engine that's got ample power. It's a nice, strong, peppy engine. Put your foot down, you always find the power. And that's because the torque comes in really nice and early. And the 6-speed gearbox works really well. The only thing is it shifts up the gears very quickly. So especially when you're on a twisty, windy section like this and you come into a corner quick, it's just better to have it in manual mode so you can always be in the right gear. Throw this Santa Fe into heavy city traffic and its engine is as happy trundling around at low speeds as it is cruising at high ones on a highway. The car is insulated well overall and keeps the outside sounds at a distance. What filters through though is tyre noise at higher speeds. Now, the roads of Kerala have given me ample opportunity to test what Hyundai call Flexi Steer. Well, that's what they're offering on the Santa Fe. It's 3 different modes for the steering wheel, where you have comfort, normal and sport, where the steering wheel really weighs up progressively. Comfort is best for the city where you need to nip in and out of traffic and park. Normal is a sort of balance between the both. But on these twisty, windy roads, you'll definitely be wanting to use it in sport, which is the one that gives you the most feedback. And you can switch between these modes by a simple touch of a button on the steering wheel. The steering, despite having these options, still feels inconsistent And with the suspension being softly sprung with a bit of body roll, it's not an enthusiast's drive. The Santa Fe doesn't like to be hustled and is happier driving in a relaxed, comfortable manner, which is what it's very good at. It's also great for highway cruising, where it feels stable and planted at straight-line high speeds. It's a really nice, spacious backseat, lots of legroom, nice and wide. Floorboard is flat, so the third passenger will be comfortable. In fact, you can slide the seat back if you want extra legroom, and the third row isn't up. Yes, there is a third row of seats too. And of course, if you're on a long journey, you want to get really comfortable, you can recline this back seat too. The ride quality of the Santa Fe isn't one of the best, but it still does a good job. At low speeds it feels supple and soft, but at higher speeds you do get moved around a bit in the back seat. Still, overall, it's not really something to complain about. The Santa Fe will be offered in 3 variants. The 2-wheel drive manual transmission, which comes at 26.3 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi. The 2-wheel drive automatic, which comes at 27.33 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi. And the 4-wheel drive automatic, which comes at 29.25 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi. At these price points, the Santa Fe is actually out of the race with the Fortuner and more in the league of the likes of the Q3 and the X1. The Santa Fe also claims fuel efficiency figures of 14.74 kilometers per litre manual and 13 for the auto. So the Santa Fe is a hot-looking SUV, not big and beefy, but it's got this air of sophistication. It may not be up to the quality of the Germans, but it's definitely a cut above the likes of the Fortuner and the CR-V. It's got a nice strong engine, it's spacious, it's comfortable, and the versatility of the seats along with the third row make it a very practical option. If there's one thing that lets it down a bit, it's the dynamics. But this is a car that doesn't like to be hustled. It's not an enthusiast car, it's a comfortable cruiser that you can really be relaxed in. Well, we asked ourselves in the beginning, would it be competition for the Fortuner? We feel that it's definitely in a different league. In fact, at the price point for the top-end version of 30 lakh plus, it's really aiming at the likes of the X1 and the Q3. Now, unfortunately, despite all its capabilities and strengths, Hyundai are going to have to contend with the lure of those premium badges.